Hi everybody, so in this video I'm going to be walking through the steps on how to log on to Acellus and how to add a new student to a class in Acellus. So the very first thing you need to know is that this is the gold key and you should have been given one of these by your administrator, and you should have a pin for this already, okay? And you're going to plug this into the USB port on your computer. Okay, so now that you have your gold key plugged in, you're going to go to Acellus.com, and you want the teacher-parent sign-in, and then you want to click on Launch Application. Okay, then you go ahead and put your PIN in. Okay, so this is like your dashboard here. And then if you want to add a new student, you're going to go to Students and add a student. I'm going to go ahead and just add myself. For Adult Ed, what you want to do is you want to click on the grade level of Other, just that way we know they're in Adult Ed. And then that's really it. You don't really need to fill in any of this other stuff. Just click on Submit. Okay. So you're going to notice this is, if you're writing it down for the student, and I'm going to show you in a minute how you can actually print off a card for them that will have their sign-on information. But if you're writing it down and that's more convenient for you, this is the place at this point you can go ahead and do that. This is their 10-digit Acellus ID. It kind of looks like a phone number. You're going to write that down for their ID, and then this is their unique password. Okay, so go ahead and you would write those down and give that to the student, or have them take a picture of it on their phone is always a good idea because they're always losing these anyways. Now over here on the right of the screen, you're going to choose what class they're in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add myself into Algebra 1. Now everybody in Adult Ed will be added to an orientation class, but they should be able to work on that. It's just if they need help getting familiar with it. They should be able to work on that while they're working on their class. Okay, so then you click Submit. It'll move any of the classes that you added up to the top here. Okay, so once you're finished, you've added them to their class, and you want to print them out a sign-in card so they won't forget their password. You can do this at any point, anytime you get on Acellus. You go to Students, and you want to click on Print Sign-in Cards. And if it's a student from a different class, you can switch the class here. And then you're going to make sure usually we're only printing out one card at a time because we're only enrolling one student at a time. So you want to uncheck the Select All and then check the name of the student whose sign-in card you're going to print, and then you're going to print it. And it's going to look something like this. So you can go ahead and print 2 of these off, have them take one home, and have them keep one here in their student folder, so that way you won't have to keep printing these out or keep showing them this. I also always suggest to have them take a picture of it on their telephone. Okay, so once you've done that, you're really finished with the online part of enrolling a student. But we also want to keep a track of what classes that we've put the student in. So in order to do that, you would want to immediately pull the grade card for that class. Okay, so you're going to either wherever the grade cards in your situation site, wherever those are kept, you're going to find a hard copy of a grade card. So this is the Redlands Adult School Algebra 1 class on Acellus. And then, so not all students will need the full 10 credits of algebra. So if you have somebody that needs 3 credits, you're going to want to print a copy or grab a copy for the student as well and highlight this, that in order for them to get 3 credits, they have to stop at the Unit 2 exam. If they go further, they're going to get more credits and they don't need more credits. So you don't really want them going past the Unit 2 exam. Okay, that's activity number 90. So now I'm going to show you what the student sees. They would log in a similar way, but they would go to student sign-in. Okay. Then they are going to put in their ID and their password. Click on their class or the student orientation. So everybody will have to take a pre-test. And you're going to be answering questions to kind of see if they already know some of the material so that they don't have to relearn the stuff that they already are proficient at. Let's see. But to see what activity number they're on, because it doesn't always tell you, the pretest is actually activity number 1, but that you can see that doesn't say activity number 1 anywhere on here. So if they go up to this door and they click here, what they can do is click on score. So you'll want to show them this where they can figure out the activity number that they're on so they know how close they are to that. For me, it was exam number 2 to get 3 credits. So here, if they click on their class, what it'll do is show you activity number 1 pretest. Once I'm done with it, that will show up here. So right now I don't have any completed work, but as I do work in my class, all of the assignments that you've done will show up here along with your grade that you got. So this is like a handy thing for them to know. They can see what they got on what grade they got on the last activity they did, and they can see what number they're on, so that'll help them understand how much further they have to go to get the credits that they need. Okay, so I think we've pretty much gone over everything we need to. This again is the student dashboard here. They can also message you if they get stuck on something, if they're having a hard time on a lesson. They can see their classes, and they really just need to know, it's as much as they put into it. If they want, the more they work at home and at times when they're not in your class physically, they're going to get done faster. So we don't really follow like a daily assignment sheet. There's one here, but it's not going to be accurate because they want to even work more than that so that they can finish as soon as possible. All right. Thanks for listening, and hope I answered all of your questions, or most of them at least.